book fans, welcome to suddenlycomics.com. It's the Monday night, it's the price variance. I'm still away in Italy, so we pre-recorded these little short videos so you had something to do on a Monday night. So Alan and I this week are doing comics based on TV series. Now, on Alan's channel, I did 3 comics where I had never heard of the TV series. So it was a stunner, you know. And if you're viewing in the UK, go and watch that because you'll have never heard of them either.
Well, if you have, that's even better. Like, that's...
Yeah, you'll have to let us know if you had heard of them. Anyway, Alan, hopefully you're going to show something about a TV series we have heard of.
So I just actually watched the end of this TV series, and I'm going to show 2 comics for this one. It is actually a pretty good series. I enjoyed it. And I was very nervous about it. It's one of those series like, oh, is it going to be good or not? Is it going to be done really lamely? Especially nowadays, like everything that they put out, you kind of worried about, you know what I mean? Like you never know.
Are they going to
mess it's from a game that was considered to be one of the most, I never played the game, believe it or not, but it is based on a video game, which is another, like usually series based on games, it's even worse, rate of success. But this was a good series. I enjoyed it. It's called The Last of Us. It's basically like fungal zombies, if that makes sense. And I really enjoyed the series. I thought it was good.
Reviews, got very good reviews. Yeah,
it's definitely worth watching if you like The Walking Dead. It's at that same caliber. The first season of Walking Dead, I didn't. Later seasons weren't as good, but but it's at the same level as the first season of The Walking Dead.
Right.
And it features this character here, which is Ellie. And basically, she is immune to the viral or fungal infection that will turn you into a zombie. So their whole goal is to bring her to somewhere where she can, save mankind, right?
I've heard this plot before a few times.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's not a new or unique plot, but it is like, it's the typical road story kind of thing. And they have like sub stories as well. But it was an enjoyable watch. It was enjoyable. Yeah. The second comic that I have to show from the same series, and I kind of want to show 2. So that book actually came out before the game came out. So they released this comic before the game came out.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And nobody knew what the game was, so
must have been
nobody bought it. It was a pretty rare book as a result. But they did come out with a little ash can that came with the game. And this is this came out with the game.
Nice. That's nice, yeah.
So I got both because I'm weird like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is just the extra little bonus one.
Okay.
And there's actually a variant copy that's even rarer for The Last of Us that you can look for. So yeah, and it has the cover. If you look for the variant, it has this cover.
Okay.
It's a little rarer.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that's it.
Yeah, unfortunately, The Last of Us is on the channel. I don't have the streaming rights. I don't pay for the streaming rights, so I haven't seen it. After
my brother downloads it for me, so I get to watch it for free.
Right. Okay. Alan being illegal. Right. So now, if you watched Alan's channel, I had comics of 3 American TV series I'd never seen. Now I've got some comics of American TV series that did make it over to Blighty.
Okay.
This one is Dr. Kildare.
Okay. I never watched.
I did watch a few episodes of this when in my younger days, when there was nothing else to what, you had 3 channels in black and white.
Yeah.
And
same as what I had when I was a kid.
It was either, watching people dancing or watching Dr. Kildare. So Dr. Kildare was preferable to Come Dancing. Right. So this is Delph 4 Color 1337 from 1962. There's a number of Dr. Kildare is actually quite an old character. I think he first started out in the 1930s. Had a TV series before this, but this is the famous series with Richard Chamberlain as Dr. Kildare. So this is Chamberlain. And this TV series ran from 61 to 66. It had 5 seasons, So it was a pretty popular program, and it did make it across to the UK. We had Dr. Kildare in the UK, and I think we have Dr. Kildare repeats occasionally on daytime TV. So yeah, a TV series that made it across.
Oh, nice. Okay, so something actually comes to the UK. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that Dr. Kildare did.
Okay, so this one I actually had high hopes for. But then my hopes kind of got lower and lower and lower. So what happened was they announced that they were going to make a TV series about this character, and then they said, "Oh, no, it's not really this character. It's like not like it's sort of like a spin-off of this character."
Oh yeah.
And then they said, "Oh no, we're going to make it not only a spin-off of this character, we're going to make it for kids." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Let me
And I
guess.
watched it, and
Let me guess before you tell me. Is it Usagi Jimbo?
yeah, I was so disappointed, to tell you the truth. So this is Usagi Yojimbo's first appearance. This is Albedo number 2. I love this story. It is so cool. It gives you a sense of Japanese culture and the whole idea of the samurai. And it's just like just a really great series, like very good read. And then they chose to do Space Usagi. And they chose to make it for kids. And it just was very, very weak. It was okay, but it wasn't to what it could have been. If they had done this,
Yeah.
it would have been a hit. I don't know why they chose to do Space Usagi.
Why do they take established, well-loved characters and think they can redo them and lose the original audience? I just don't get it. Why not do?
Well, there is a Space Usagi in the series.
I know, but there is, but that's not what he's known for.
Exactly. I mean, this could have been really, really cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Missed opportunity.
Big missed opportunity. I was very sad because I bought this book with all the excitement. You know,
Well, Gru is in the works somewhere, and I'm hoping they don't mess that up.
I heard they're gender swapping him.
Oh, stop it! Right. Okay.
Isn't he played by a black midget female with one leg?
Probably. Right. So this next TV series I've heard of definitely came across to the UK. This went worldwide. This was the most popular television sitcom at the time. I think it was the most watched television program in America for 3 years running. I Love Lucy.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Great. I used to watch this as a kid, and I loved it. You know, as a 7.
I loved it too.
Made me laugh. And I really used to look forward to I Love Lucy coming onto television. There was a great film last year. I don't know if you saw it. It was 2021 called something about living with the life with the Ricardos or something, because it was about Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz and the whole period.
I haven't seen it. I actually wanted to see that though.
You should see it. It's really, really good. And it sort of tells the sort of true story of what was going on behind the scenes during the whole I Love Lucy stuff. Because this guy was a philanderer.
Yeah, I heard he was a bit of a.
This show ran for less series than what was the one that ran for 11 series? Oh, the one we'd never heard of. Danny Williams' show. This ran for 6 series between 1951 and 1957. But it's somewhere in the world, someone will be showing a
I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy. I mean,
there's actually university courses devoted to that show, where you learn about like all the nuances of I Love Lucy.
Yeah. And this isn't a Dell 4 color. I Love Lucy got her own Dell series. This is number 6. It ran to issue 35. So yeah, I Love Lucy, number 6. Yeah, and we definitely got that. And I used to really look forward to watching it. It still makes me laugh. I have watched episodes of I Love Lucy. It is brilliantly done.
It's a very good show. It's very good show.
It's up there amongst the top, sitcoms. It's probably the only Americans. No, there's a few American sitcoms that are probably in the top 10, but this is one of them.
Probably the most famous episode is the chocolate one, where she's like she's in working in a chocolate factory,
Oh
and she
yeah,
has to, and she's like eating them because like the thing is going too fast for her to possibly do what she's supposed to do. It's just, yeah, I like it. It was a very good show, very good show. Um, the Honeymooners is another one I enjoyed as well. Um, Now this one is very different from both I Love Lucy and the Honeymooners and all those kind of ones, which are very, those ones are very tame in terms of the violence that might be on them. This one is very violent.
oh,
It's
that's great.
Invincible, but
Yeah.
it is a great series, just a
Very
really,
good.
really well done series. Invincible #1. Um, Again, this is written by the same guy, Kirkham,
Yeah,
who did The Walking Dead.
yeah,
He is just a brilliant writer. Like, what can you say? And in some ways, this might actually be better than The Walking Dead in terms of his writing. So I really enjoyed The Invincible, and there's so much more story that they have to tell that I could see it running for many, many
yeah.
seasons.
Well, the Invincible that came out when I was out of comics, so I never got the comic. But when the
Mhm.
TV series came out, I watched it and it was brilliant. It was one of the
Yeah,
best. It was better than any of the yeah, and Disney stuff that was coming out.
yeah. There's one scene that is pretty awesome in the. There's actually a few. Well, there's not just one, but there's one scene where he's going up against the Justice League, basically
Yeah,
their
yeah,
version of the Justice
yeah,
League, right?
yeah. And he kills them
Um,
all.
and he just destroys them, and it's like, oh my, like you think it's going to set up those characters, and those characters are going to be something where, but nope, they're all dead.
Yeah.
And but there like actually one of them does come back, and there's like a whole sub
Don't
story
tell
about
me.
that.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, but it's a really cool story. I'm looking forward to season 2.
Yeah,
I
me.
think it's going to be brilliant. If they just keep
Keep it.
following the source material,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's it. That's all you have to do.
It's not
Follow the source
complicated.
material.
Why did they get it so wrong? Oh, I know. People really love this. It was really great. Let's change everything.
Yeah, yeah. Follow the source material, and you're safe. This is a good story. Don't have to change anything. Just do it frame for frame, and you're good. That's it. Really great story. Really great story. Okay.
Okay, my last TV thing is another annual. So this is TV 21, TV Century 21 annual. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
this has got a number of TV series in it. Some American, some British. Did you ever get Stingray over the other side of the? No,
No, I don't know that one.
it's part of the. Did you get Thunderbirds?
Yeah, we got Thunderbirds. I found it creepy. It's really creepy.
Okay, well, it's the same sort of thing as Thunderbirds. It's sort of puppets underwater. Uh,
Yeah, I thought it was really creepy.
did you get
Like,
Fireball XL5?
what is it called?
Fireball XL5. No,
I've heard of it, but don't. I've never watched it. I've seen it. It's a similar idea. It's like those
yeah, it's
weird
puppets. Yeah,
toys.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
A marionation.
Mm.
Strangely, so then we've got a couple of American things here.
Isn't that My Brother's an Alien or something like that? Or
It's called My Favorite Martian.
My Favorite Martian. Yeah. I remember it now.
And this thing, I think this thing here is called Burke's Law.
Mm-hmm.
So this dates from 1950 something. 1965. Yeah, Burke's Law. Yeah, really odd combination of it's just combination. Oh, there we go. Then we got Fireball
I mean,
XL.
these annuals are kind of interesting because you get the whole mixture of
Yeah,
like whatever genre they
yeah.
choose to put in.
And this one's quite good because somebody coloured the picture in crayon.
Oh, that's always nice. It was probably a young Merc.
My colouring in was nowhere near as good as that.
Actually, it looks like they did a good job
They
too.
did a
Strangely enough.
fantastic job. Whoever's done the colouring in on this, I think they've coloured all of this in. Can you see the colours on there? I think that's all somebody who's done this in crayon on top of a black and white comic.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they did a really good job. Actually,
They did a fantastic
they
job.
should be a colorist.
Yeah, they've missed their career. I'm not sure anyway. So yeah, I like some of these annuals. I can't say I ever watched an episode of Burke's Law.
I've never heard of Burke's Law.
Okay. So there we go. 1965, City Magazines Limited and AP Films Merchandising. Strange
Nice,
stuff. So that's my last one.
nice.
And you've
That was
done
fun.
yours. So we finished.
I've done one. We're finished. We made it through.
So this is another one of our pre-recordings for my holiday. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will satch your lot and see you again soon.
Right. So